Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Tip Friday. I'm your host Kurt Staley, that plastics guy, and I'm bringing you a tech tip that you can take with you on the shop floor today. So I wanted to continue the series of re-recording the physical property characteristics of what you'd find on a typical data sheet. This is a series I did last year, and I did it when I was still recording from my iPhone and kind of a rather primitive studio setup. So now that I've got some enhancements to my AV, I want to re-record this because I think the information is good. So having said that, we did Meltflow a couple of weeks ago, and today we're going to deal with the next, probably most widely recognized physical property characteristics, and it's typically within the top 2 or 3 you will see on a data sheet, and that would be specific gravity or density. Well, what does it mean? So density uses water as the baseline, and water has a density of 1. In plastics terms, anything under that 1 would be something that would float. Anything above that 1 number would sink. So a typical unfilled polypropylene or polyethylene may have a density of 0.89, 0.9, that type of range. That would float. It is less dense than water. Something like a filled PVC, which I have a fair amount of experience with, might have a density in the range of 1.31, 1.34. That has to do with PVC being a relatively dense material, and then you add plasticizers, fillers, pigments, that type of thing, and that raises the density. So when you see this value, anything over a 1, you're dealing with a material that is denser than water and would sink. If it's lighter, well, it's going to be less dense than water and it would float. Neat thing to keep in mind, you buy materials by the pound or by the kilo, whatever currency you're dealing in and whatever unit of measure your company has adopted, but you mold in volumetric terms. So that material, say for example a TPV versus a PVC, a TPV may have a higher price, but its specific gravity is lower than PVC. And this is just an example, check your data sheets. So you may pay more per pound, but the molded part weighs less. So you're actually shipping something that could potentially just be a wash, or actually might be a cost advantage to run that higher cost material with a lower specific gravity. So that's a little nuance that's often overlooked. And if you can remember that on the shop floor today, that is an awesome tech tip. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. Have a great Friday, a great weekend, and we will be back next week for another Tech Tip Friday. Thanks so much. Bye for now.